But for two Rhode Island hospitals owned by bankrupt Prospect Medical Holdings and care for tens of thousands of patients every year are in some serious jeopardy. The Centurion Foundation, their proposed buyer, has failed to raise the money needed to complete that sale, leaving their future in limbo and raising fears of a full-blown hospital crisis. Boston Globe Rhode Island reporter Alexa Gagosz has been covering the twists and turns of this deal. And Alexa, you've reported that the deal to save these hospitals is sort of hanging by a thread. So how close are we to seeing these hospitals actually shut their doors?
Yeah, at this point, it's really a lot of touch and go. Centurion Foundation was supposed to have the financing secured back in May, and we're now in October without the money in place. The Attorney General has said that if this deal doesn't close by the end of this month, right here in October, that it could be the death knell for the transaction. If that happens, the hospitals will fall back into the hands of a Texas bankruptcy court. That opens the doors to receivership or even closure, which could be devastating for the nearly 3,000 employees and the tens of thousands of patients who rely on these hospitals every single year.
Absolutely. And the Attorney General has loosened the financial requirements multiple times to keep this deal alive. So what does that tell us about sort of how desperate this situation has become?
Yeah, it definitely shows that just how few options the state has at this point. The Attorney General started with strict conditions to protect taxpayers and patients, but he's relaxed those standards 3 times now. They needed originally $80 million to close the deal, and now it's just $36 million. It's an acknowledgement that keeping the hospitals open might mean accepting a riskier deal than he initially wanted. The Attorney General also told me that Centurion has requested money from the state, but the nonprofit has refused to answer my questions as to how much they still need and what they've asked for.
Now, if the sale collapses, we know it would be a real burden on other local hospitals. We saw the similar sort of reverberation after Memorial Hospital closed. I want to play a clip from John Fernandez. He's the Brown University Health CEO, talking about it just this week.
So the scenario would look like they have 50,000-ish emergency department visits a year. Those end up at most likely Miriam Hospital and Rhode Island Hospital, so that's 50,000 more. We don't need 50,000 more visits. That would be fine if we need them to stay open. That's the sort of tsunami of patients, and I wasn't here, but all you have to do is look at the Memorial closing, and you'll see that over again. It's crushed. We now are renovating the emergency department at Miriam Hospital so it can handle more patients, but it went from a hospital is doing 40,000. Now there's 80,000+ visits a year. So this would not be a good thing.
Yeah, he didn't mince any words there. So is there any realistic backup plan?
Yeah, if this sale collapses, the hospitals stay in bankruptcy court, and right there isn't a clear backup buyer waiting in the wings. That uncertainty is what makes this moment so urgent at this point. State leaders are talking about options, but there's no concrete plan yet to keep these hospitals stable if Centurion walks away or the deal never closes.
All right, Alexa Gagosz from the Globe Rhode Island, thanks so much for being here. And if you want to see more of Alexa's reporting right now, you can just head to globe.com/RI.